CIO that y'all could shoot an email to try to get that report?
Ever since Callum, I don't know what's going on over there.
I don't have any connections over there either.
Did they just say the same thing, or is there something on their end? Would they pretty much say the same thing?
West Columbia? I'm just letting y'all know that this woman has a documented history of domestic violence, so they have a separate case from 2022.
Okay.
I don't have that report. Chief can tell, like, Chief was able to pull the charges, but we don't know, because obviously the question is, well, how did she get charged 2 different times to still be out? Like, and that's obviously prosecutors, and we don't know what that case showed. All we know is there are 14 cases.
Okay, okay.
And
But I didn't want to say,
Yeah.
can I get that
Yeah.
14 incident report? I was like, we're just gonna go ahead and provide it for it.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah, so he's gonna be in another 5 minutes if you wanna take time to read everything.
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely.
What's
And she'll hear after.
or is it Dejan?
Like 7 o'clock. Then all of
Oh, it's Alex. No, I don't have Alex's number.
Do you need anything else before?
No.
Okay. We're working on.
I was just gonna see if I got my signal.
But she wasn't transported,
Mike
she learned on lunchtime. I was just telling everybody, we're only about 12 hours into this investigation. We did respond twice, you were on that part. We responded to an initial call, she called us,
Yeah.
claiming he had hit her. We went there, there was no evidence of a crime, in fact, they believed he was the victim, she was the aggressor. They called her mom offered to come pick her up, she refused, they offered to take her to the hospital, she was grossly
Well,
intoxicated,
Alex is here.
she refused. And again, she's got this long history of domestic violence.
Alex, this is a mic check. Tatiana, mic check, mic check, mic check. Hey, Tatiana, mic check.
Okay, no problem.
Check, check, check.
She has a long history of domestic violence against multiple partners.
Good to go?
One of those cases is from Florida.
Alrighty. I'll shoot you a picture.
This is a 14 case, and then the other one needs to come from West Columbia. We tried to get that from y'all, but we didn't get it. So 2022 will be a West Columbia case. So I was telling everybody, you have a minute before Chief comes in, if anyone can go ahead and file off their FOIA, ask the kid contact over there. Yeah. Big thing to note, pretty clearly, that we responded twice last night. She called us initially to say she had been hit. We got there, we
Yeah.
investigated.
Okay.
There's no evidence to support
It
that.
ain't
In
hurt.
fact, we thought
It
they offered multiple, try to get her separated, try to get her mom to come get her, try to get her to a hospital. She would not do any of that. She was grossly intoxicated. Without the evidence of a crime, we left, and then she called back to say she was shot. Or to say that he was injured. It's all gone. So take a minute, read it before you get.
Any body camera line on one that doesn't take 3 weeks in the FOIA request?
Right. Probably not in this case, but I'm certainly happy to ask. Yeah.
Still got one from like 3 weeks ago with the City of Columbia. I think they forgot.
Do they turn those around for y'all? See, we're hard because we don't
Well, this is,
do it all the time. So it's like even more processes to go through. Whereas I don't know if like, does the sheriff's department release stuff quicker?
I don't know, I haven't had the, I go through it yet. It doesn't, actually, on something else. Tweak it more, scratch it out, farm goes. Cool. So, and you're taller than me, one, two.
I think this might be good.
I'll go send it real quick.
It's gonna be hard, you gotta squeeze through.
We might check too.
Hello, hello, hello. Hello, WIS.
Right there.
A watch.
Pretty solid.
Good.
Yeah.
Good with noise?
Hey.
No problem.
reporters just got here, and I wanted them to have a chance to read it before he comes out, so everyone's good on the information. I wasn't planning this like a full-blown news conference. I mean, obviously everyone's here at the same time, but since y'all have all the information, I was just gonna let y'all start asking him questions, unless y'all want him to recap.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
can
just like give us a
Small
statement.
recap?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then we ask him a couple of questions afterwards.
Okay, sounds great. I'll let him know.
I can tell you.
Are you putting this out digitally as well? You sent out email? I know it's kind of a dumb question.
No, it's okay.
We can bring some.
Yes, it's true. That's, I always try to operate like, hey, I don't need them to ask me for the 14 report. We're already gonna release it. Let's not make them wait a few weeks. Let's just go ahead and give it to them. So I'm always err on the side of more information for you guys.
Got it. Thank you.
No one's taking this live, right? You're just on tape?
I think we might be streaming.
We're streaming it.
You might, glad I asked. Okay, thank y'all.
No, we might be taking it live. Somehow our switcher like got out of sync and it was just basically like, you know, like the bottom you can see the supers and the ticker and whatnot. So that was
Yeah, I was there, I came in the end.
you can see half a manager up top and then just half a manager at the bottom. Yeah, it was really, and this random was finally just like, yeah, we're not doing this. After about 3 minutes and yeah. Oh, yeah. But then what was weird, so then we were like, we asked the hub to just throw us everything. Davies last time. She got canceled like months ago, like months and months and months ago. So. And I was like, no, this has ever been.
Usually they do that when there's some,
What's that?
like, stuff in there that.
Well, we asked them to do resignation, we used anything.
There was nothing in there.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
everything
it had
was fine.
the-
But I wasn't, I was out in the field all morning.
Complaint.
Yeah, I wasn't even running out there this morning.
Everything
I was
else
out all day.
Yeah, because we want to get the unredacted version. we gotta go-
Well, they weren't gonna get the kid's name.
Yeah.
But, I'm sorry, it had the principal.
And then,
So it really was nothing else other than the name.
part-time, yeah. She does my weekend job.
I think the last time I did. How long was that?
Certainly not recently. Small is.
But they're right next to a really nice park. That's where I saw him.
That's really what?
When I saw him.
Yeah,
We were just talking about that. And I was like,
wasn't Andy out there?
yeah.
Let's see, Rico left.
He was gone for a while. Wow, he didn't work with us.
Yeah, he was with us.
He was gone for a
This
while.
was yesterday or what was that? I don't know, time on this stuff.
He said peace out, he's gone.
He's over at SDTV, right?
Didn't say that stuff.
Interesting.
Dropping like flies and things.
Making more money and working Monday through Thursday.
Well,
than nine to
no
four.
doubt, without a question.
I don't know exactly what he's doing though. He's working in that little room.
Looks like part of it. That, it looked like that was part of it. Maybe runs the PPG camp.
We can,
Pretty much. Have you seen that little room when you first walk in? There's a room to the, that's their little control room there.
did it stay on?
Yeah. That's a long time.
So that's where he's at.
I would imagine.
Me running around, shooting breaking, chasing hurricanes and.
Warm my ass sometimes.
Not chasing cars and cats and running
I don't know how
cars
far
going
it's
off bridges.
Were you at that? No, I was, were you-
I'll give me a shot and I said, here, man.
All right, he's about to come out, if y'all wanna.
You good? Yeah, once you sit there, you're good. Once I get in, you're fine.
He'll do a brief synopsis. I'm gonna let y'all ask a few questions. I'm gonna ask y'all, remember, this is only 12 hours into this investigation. It's pretty limited on what he can share. That's why we're gonna be pretty transparent in the release, and as well as the giving the other incident reports.
36.
I feel like my 30s fake.
All right, thank y'all for coming. Once again, here we are with a tragic incident, something that should have never happened. It's senseless. I want to advise everyone what we had in the early hours this morning. Our officers responded to a shooting inside a residence, 2:25 hours in the morning. When we responded, we found two residents in the home, one being the person that we charged today. Her name is Kristen Berger. She is charged with murder, charged with possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, also charged with possession of a stolen firearm and possession of a weapon during a violent crime. There was a domestic altercation inside the home that led to this incident. This is a senseless act of violence. And as much as we do to try to eliminate and prevent violent crime, we still have these. We take this very seriously. Our officers are thoroughly investigating this incident. It is a continually moving incident. We still have more work to do, a lot more investigation to do. But I just want to advise the community that there's no danger to the community. This was isolated. The location was on Partridge Drive, which is the 200 block of that location. Are there any questions that I can answer for you?
Can you talk a little bit about her history? We understand that she had a criminal history of being violent and things of that nature.
She does have a prior background for domestic violence. We've had incidents in another jurisdiction and one prior our jurisdiction years before. They involved multiple partners, and all of those have been resulted in convictions. And so this will be the third incident, 2 prior convictions.
Chief, is this the first murder investigation for the department this year?
This year, yes. Actually, a complete murder, yes, with death, yes. We've had a couple of attempts, but this was the only one with an actual death.
Do the timeline a little bit? Could you-
So it first started around about 10 minutes to 1 in the wee hours of this morning. Our officer responded to a complaint at that house. She had called us to respond to it on an alleged assault. She had claimed that the other person slapped her. When we responded, we investigated it thoroughly. We could not find evidence that we could actually charge at that time. We didn't see any manifestations of injuries. So then we sought alternate sources for the residents there. We offered her 2 options to leave the house, to go somewhere. We actually even called a relative to come pick her up to make sure we could get her out of an area that would be unsafe for either party. We made every effort to even the other party, try to provide them an opportunity to get away. All of our offerings and resources were denied. So we concluded our investigation, and then we departed, and then around 2:25 this morning, a couple hours after that incident, that's when we received the call of a shooting at that house.
All of her priors, do we know if she was on any type of probation or, why would somebody like that be out? If you had any insight.
Well, I can't speak for another agency and their sentencing patterns and all that. I know that there was a sentence that would have to be referred to another agency to provide those answers for you. Our job is to investigate fairly, and we do that. We give it the best we can. We're going to investigate every single one that we have. Domestic violence is an intolerable offense, and we are just going to always investigate and investigate thoroughly. Our job is to ensure that there's a fair investigation, and if we need to charge it, then we will. We don't back down from those kind of calls. We do it all the time. And we want the citizens to know that we have their back. We offer resources. If you are involved in a domestic situation, whether you are being accused of an assault or you're an attack of an assault, we have resources to help. We have our victims advocate here that will help direct and provide many types of resources. We want citizens, if you have this situation, contact law enforcement, contact somebody, don't let it get out of hand. We are here for you. We're here to protect citizens, and we will provide as many resources as we can.
The incident happened at both of they lived together at that house, or was it one of their homes?
One of them, the house is owned by one person,
Okay.
but both of them actually routinely live there daily.
In the statement here, it says that there was suspicion that Garcia may have been a victim, but obviously you had to leave without evidence. Can you talk about what led officers to believe that he may have been a victim in this first call?
In the first call?
Yeah.
Well, just by his behavior, but there's still an ongoing investigation, so that one I can't really provide any accurate detail on that one. But we still have a lot of things to look at. But we didn't find any evidence at that time to go one way or the other. Nothing to provide us with we saw no manifestations of injuries.
And also, in regards to what she told you upon the second call after the shooting occurred, can you talk a little bit about what she told officers happened in regards to that shooting?
That's still part of the investigation. We can't divulge that one yet.
Do you know anything about the victim, maybe where he worked, if he had any other family or anything?
We know that he had family out of the state. I'm not sure. I've heard some things about he has some business. He's a business owner as far as I know. I don't exactly know where all the businesses were, but.
The incident report says that the weapon in question was reported as stolen from KCPD. Can you clarify that for us? Was it stolen from the actual KC Police Department, or was it reported stolen by KCPD?
It was reported from a citizen to the KC Police Department in their jurisdiction. So we have sent a request in to get copies of their incident report, so we know exactly how it was stolen. But as far as we know, we don't know right now exactly what that is. We just know that it was reported to them, and they put it into the computer database. And then when we contact that weapon, we would contact the agency just to make sure it's still reported as a missing or stolen firearm.
Do you know when they reported that stolen?
I don't have that handy right now, but we can get it later.
You don't know any of the businesses he owned? Like, were there any in town? Like the business owner?
No, I don't have the answer for that one.
I know she's had other incidents that, going back to 2014 and then of course in another jurisdiction, but was this couple known to you prior to this incident? Had you responded to any other incidents at that residence between the two of them prior to this last incident?
No.
Can you speak to the initial contact that officers had with both the victim and the suspect last night, right before 1 o'clock? Is it standard protocol based on everything that the officers saw during the first call to not, remove someone from the home or transport? Can you, at this point in the investigation, do you feel comfortable that all those procedures were followed to allow both those people to stay in the house?
Right. We make every attempt to eliminate a potential problem. So if that's our goal, is to remove them, we will make every effort to try to offer them. But we can't make them leave unless they violate the law on some sort of a crime, and then we could force them out. It's a different ballgame. But we offer them, we try to give them every opportunity. We call different people. We will find other resources. There are advocacy groups out here that we'll contact after hours and try to find help. We just need them to join us in that effort.
I know we asked when we first got here if a bond hearing or a bond had been set for this person at this point, and we were told no. Do you have any updates on when that might happen, and if it has, what the results were?
With this type of charge, bond settings are done in circuit court or general sessions court. Those are set by the clerk of court sometime later on in the week. They set that date. We have no idea when it's going to be. It's different than it is just a normal average time.
But she usually has a first appearance in front of a magistrate to get told that she's going to have her bond set at a second hearing.
No,
right?
but with this charge, it goes straight to circuit court.
Oh, so she won't even see a magistrate in
No.
this case? Okay.
No.
Good to know. Thank you.
Yep.
I know you mentioned that they both lived there together. Whose name was on
That one I can't divulge that information. Thank you. Thank you for coming. All right.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you. You're welcome.
All right.